107 that time. There's another doe to our right, walking right down the chute. It was that'd be a perfect shot right there if he walked right over there. Now she's looking at us. Well, this is the buck that I got in 2025, and he took us a while to get a hold of. Took us a few days of chasing him, but we finally got him. We got quite a few bits of footage of him on hoof before I was given the opportunity to harvest him. The chase for him started out with me and my cameraman. We started going after him, found him the first day we were down there, and decided right then and there he was the one we were going to go after. We did see a few other nice bucks along the way, but he was the one we decided on, and we chased him through all the hills, up and down, all the terrain features and everything. Yeah, I know, she's like bi-curious or something. The other one took off. And there he goes, tail up and everything. All right.
You don't want to go too far that way, though. Be a perfect shot with a rifle.
Yeah, it would be a damn good shot with a rifle. Not much over 100 yards, maybe 130. We did manage to get as much footage of him as we could while we were there. The whole time I knew I wanted this deer. I knew I wanted him. I didn't know how we were going to get him. I didn't have a clue. But it turned into a spot and stalk ordeal. And we found him the first day. We did go after him the first day a couple times, and every time we got about 80 to 100 yards, he'd just hang up or get a little squirrely. He did have a doe with him that he was tending that day, so we felt like after kind of boogering him a little bit that we'd, give it a rest. And then the next morning, we actually decided to go after a hog right away and put an arrow in something. So we got a hog. That took about an hour to get a hog. And after that, we dedicated the whole afternoon going after him again. And lucky for us, he broke off of that doe, or that doe broke off of him, whatever. The second day, doe is still here to our right. She's coming up over the ridge. She's like 40 yards away. The second day was when we finally got an opportunity at him. The closest he ever got, though, it was still spot and stalk. I ended up getting behind a tree, and he had went down in this valley, down in the bottom of a hill, basically, hill on both sides. So he either had to come, he either had to go back the way he came to get out of that valley, up the other hillside, or on my hillside. And he decided to come up my hillside that I was on, and he got at 46 and a half yards is what he was at, and I shot him and I took him. And it's the biggest deer of my life. The chase that started on the second day took Oh, it took a couple hours in the afternoon. Um, it didn't start out great because we couldn't find him. We were having trouble finding him. And then we finally got eyes on him. And once we got eyes on him, we came up with a plan, and it just worked.
See her.
The first day was just miserable. We chased him to Kingdom Come, and unfortunately, if he would not have had the doe with him tending him, or him tending the doe, I think he would have cooperated with us enough to get an opportunity the first day. But that's just not how it worked. So the first day we found him, we stalked him for, it felt like 5 hours, but I think it was only like an hour or two. The first time we got about at 100 yards with my bow equipment and the cameraman. Everything was ready right there. He was messing around at his scrape, making a scrape. And he had his doe with him, and the doe every time was the reason we wouldn't get an opportunity at him, because she would end up busting us and running away, and he would follow suit. So the second day we got lucky, and she just was nowhere to be found. Don't know what happened to her, but that second day, I mean, it was an hour stalk and we were done in the afternoon after killing that hog in the morning. So it was truly a great memory to have.
That shit's rough.
Behind us.
Holy shit. Hey, Dan, turn about 90 degrees farther.
I couldn't say no down anymore. I was right on top of the rock, dude. I was kidding. I couldn't move it.
Yeah.
Now she's just gonna stand there and look. There she is.
Yeah. I was gonna say, she's gonna blow here in a second.
The opportunity I was given at that buck was probably going to be as close as he was going to get, since it was a spot and stalk. I was basically just standing behind a tree is all I was doing. That was all I had to stand behind, was a tree. And he just finally, after he made a scrape right in front of me while I'm right behind a tree watching him with an arrow nocked and ready to pull back, he made the scrape at 55, and the last range I got was at 46. At 55 yards, he was under a pine tree making a scrape, and he worked off of that after a couple minutes, came closer to me. 9 yards closer is when I ranged him, and then I think he did move a yard or two closer, because when I ranged him at 46 yards, 46 and a half yards, he was looking straight at me, 100%. So he ended up quartering away to my right, so his head was facing south at the time. And when he did that, that's when I pulled back and took my opportunity. That first day though, with chasing him, really wore me and my cameraman out. Just, you know, sitting there filming him, figuring out how we're going to get closer to him. Just the whole kind of fiasco that we kind of had the first day. I do have a couple hunts lined up for this spring, turkey hunting, so hopefully y'all can tune into that. Plan on turkey hunting some turkeys here in Missouri, and hopefully going after them with a bow. That's the plan. And then obviously I'm going to do fall deer hunting again in 2026. So y'all stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you.